Emma's got that return, but she's put that long. Sort of feast or famine there for Emma on the return, and that was the case there. All applause all round for Coco Gauff, who's comfortably through to the quarterfinals. 6-1, 6-2. Emma Raducanu's Italian run is at an end. Coco's is anything but. Coco, I think, will have her eyes on a potential run all the way to the final. Would that be her first appearance in an Italian Open final? I'm trying to think. Did she play? She lost to Iga, but I think that was probably the quarters last year. I don't think she's been in an Italian Open final before. I remember her being in the French Open final in 2022. So huge pedigree for Coco on this surface, but yet to win a big title on clay, either a 1000 or a French Open. Of course, she was in the Madrid final just recently. She does a little selfie. Emma walking off court. I don't think she'll be too despondent. Things could have gone better for her today. I think tactically she did okay. She just didn't execute really so well. Some of those returns in particular. Perhaps some of her in-game play, and I'm just thinking of that penultimate point there that really she should be winning, but I don't think that would have made a huge amount of difference. Just the golfing class on this surface, for me, is shown up by that scoreline. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much she could do. I think we saw a little bit of that in terms of trying to take that second serve, return super early, hit it big. She was trying to make use of the drop shots and putting Coco in maybe some more uncomfortable positions. But like I said, kind of at the start of this match, like Coco Gauff just checking all the boxes right now, doing all like the simple things correctly. And then it's the forehand that like wasn't leaky at all today. She's hitting it with a lot of topspin and kind of just playing more conservative tennis in a sense. And then I think when she needs to, kind of relying on defense and instincts that come to her quite, conveniently. And, she just does a good job applying scoreboard pressure, making you play those extra balls. And ultimately, there's not much to show for it for Raducanu on the scoreboard.
Right. As I said before as well, Coco will be playing the winner of Tauson against Andreeva in what is a pretty stacked section where I think we have three contenders for the title in Rome, but probably three contenders for the title in Paris as well in a few weeks in the form of Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one by some stretch. Mirra Andreeva, who's arguably been the second best player on tour this year. I know Madison Keys won in Australia and had that unbeaten stretch at the beginning of the year. But certainly in terms of consistency, I would say Mirra Andreeva probably just eclipses the American. And Coco herself, who was in the quarterfinals. I would be surprised if none of those three are in the final. It'll be one of those three, I imagine. Of course, Bianca Andreescu and Kim Wen-jeng and Clara Tauson and Marta Kostyuk will all want to have their say. And maybe Marta is the next taxi on the rank. I think that her form on this surface has been pretty good. And Marta as well had a pretty tough loss to Aryna in Madrid recently. But I'm looking at this section of the draw, Ghosty. Let's see how the Wild West section that you're referring to there, where Peyton Stearns is in it. I have no idea who's making the final from that bottom half, but this top half, it seems to be pretty stacked. And Coco has certainly done her chances no harm in the way she dispensed of Emma today. The forehand issues for Coco were there just occasionally. The double fault would rear its head, but by and large, she dealt with that pretty well. You would think on the slower clay as well, she can maybe sort of do something with the forehand in that it's not like she needs to always attack on it, perhaps like she would do, particularly on grass, but also on a faster hard court. But yeah, as for Emma, I said this in the preview. I think it was already a good tournament for her. Whatever happened today, you could see the smiles between her and Mark Petchey, and I can see that relationship continuing a bit longer in terms of him being on the coaching team there. It was a sort of a free hit for her today. She goes out. She'll go and try and get some wins in Paris in a couple of weeks and then look forward to the grass court season in terms of Emma's situation.
Yeah. I mean, probably not too many big expectations coming in, but as you said, I think this is I guess the tournament itself is a win for Raducanu, and do what you can, keep building, try and get past those earlier rounds, and then have a little bit more I guess freedom in the game plan when you go up against players of this caliber.
Indeed. All right, Brenna, big thanks for today. It was
course.
a short-lived affair. I had about 1 hour and 15 minutes, I think, altogether. Coco Gauff safely through, as I said, where she'll await the winner of Clara Tauson and Mirra Andreeva, which is coming up later on today. But yeah, big thanks, Brenna.
Of course. Of course. I enjoyed it. Cheers, John.
Thank you. And to everybody else, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.